as Jamaica wins another gold medal here in Grenada, and I think he is amazed by the time. We are waiting for it. I think it's a championship record. It is. Usain Bolt's 47.33 has been removed by Nicole Bramwell, and it's all happening here at the Kirani James Stadium.
Hello ladies and gentlemen, welcome to S10 Commentary. And if you are new here, don't forget to like, subscribe and share. Now, are you aware about this young man known as Nicole Bramwell? This is the man who took Usain Bolt records and break it in the sprinting, the world of sprinting. What is funny in the world of sprinting is that nothing is permanent. You might seem to be shining at this moment, but it will come a time when someone else will be shining instead of you. So it is upon you to make sure that you do the best so that your record to stay a bit longer. Tuning in so that I can give you the best videos showing how this young man outsmarted Usain Bolt record. Thank you and stay tuned.
As I said earlier today, Christopher Taylor, another Jamaican, did go faster than 47.33, but that was when the category was under 18. There's the lineup: Cheslin Gordon of Trinidad and Tobago, Paul Henry, Jamaica, Caden Prasad of Guyana, Egan Neely of the Bahamas, Cameron Mathlin of Grenada, Nicole Bramwell, the defending champion from Jamaica, Shavonna Nixon of the Bahamas, and Aidan Moore of Barbados.
Fastest in qualifying was Mathlin from Grenada. The defending champion coming through with just the 5th fastest time, but coming through very, very comfortably in his heat. You see Mathlin there. The hopes of the nation on his shoulders.
On your mark.
There's the defending champion, Nicole Bramwell, goes in lane number 6, has the kinesia tape on the right hamstring. That's been the bother for him in recent weeks. Final of the under-17 boys 400 meters. They await the command for a second time to hit their marks.
On your mark.
Gordon, Trinidad and Tobago, Henry, Jamaica, Prasad, Guyana, Neely, Bahamas, Mathlin, Grenada, Bramwell, defending champion, Jamaica, Nixon, Bahamas, and Moore, Barbados.
Despite the hamstring issues, Bramwell still ran 47.39 the second in the under-16 boys division at the Jamaican High School Championships. Away they go. Goes out a little bit quicker here, Nicole Bramwell, than he did in qualifying. Already surges by Nixon of the Bahamas on his outside, and the Jamaican goes flying down the backstretch. Nicole Bramwell in full flight here in the under-17 boys 400 final. His countryman Paul Henry is also running well and moving through in lane number 2. Under 200 meters to go. It's Bramwell with the advantage. If he can maintain this will be a race for the silver medal. The defending champion transitions down the home stretch. Paul Henry, his countryman, holding second. The Grenadian is coming forward. That's Mathlin. Bramwell defends his title and Mathlin gets silver.
Wow.
Nicole Bramwell had the field beat from the first 200 meters. Held on strongly down the home stretch. A terrific finish coming from Cameron Mathlin of Grenada to snatch the silver medal. It's joy for the home country as Jamaica wins another gold medal here in Grenada, and I think he is amazed by the time. We are waiting for it. I think it's a championship record. It is. Usain Bolt's 47.33 has been removed by Nicole Bramwell, and it's all happening here at the Kirani James Stadium.
Amazing performance from that young man. We know he can go sub 47. Given what he's had to go through over the past couple of weeks in terms of trials, in terms of champs, we didn't know what he would be able to produce here. He's been struggling with injury, but he was able to produce the goods in front of the crowd here at the Kirani James Stadium, in a stadium named for a great champion, world and Olympic champion from Grenada. He was able to step up and take the gold medal. Iga Neely holds on for the bronze.
Well, let's have a look at the athletes from the first heat. Matt Hudson-Smith, by the way, the European champion and bronze medalist at the World Championships, goes in heat 4 for England. There's the lineup: Geldenhuys of Namibia, Timbachi of Vanuatu, Anthony Cox of Jamaica, Solomon of Australia, Steve Solomon, watch him, Kumaraj of Sri Lanka, Desroy Jordan of St Vincent and the Grenadines, and Shea Lara of Trinidad and Tobago on the outside. So with only 3 for non-automatic qualifier spots, that's make the first 3 or you're not going to make it through to the semis is really the message. There is Che Lara, 46.92 man this year. He'll be running blind. His personal best was last year, 46.4. In lane 7 for St Vincent and the Grenadines, he's actually the national 800 metres champion this year. Desroy Jordan, the 21-year-old, best of 47.76 this year. In 6, Kalinga Kumaraj of Sri Lanka, 3 times their champion and the reigning champion, set his personal best actually, but back on the 23rd of April. He hasn't raced since the middle of June. In 5, the very experienced Australian Steve Solomon, 8th in the Olympic Games in London 2012. Remember that, 10 years ago now. A semi-finalist in Tokyo last year, and he holds the Australian record for 400 indoors at 45.4. Good athlete. There's Anthony Cox of Jamaica. Had COVID in Eugene, but was able to compete in the heats of the 4x400 for his nation. Came 3rd in the Jamaican Championships earlier on this summer. There's Obedia Timbaki of Vanuatu. Went out in his heat of the World Championships, the 19-year-old, best of 52.85 this year, and that is his lifetime best. And then in 2 is Ivan Danny Geldenhuys of Namibia, 21 in a few days' time. The South African semi-finalist in the African Championships in Mauritius back in early June, but he hasn't raced either since early June, the 20-year-old Geldenhuys. 46.4 his best this year. Remember, the first 3 go through by right, so he'll be right on the cusp of it, will Ivan Danny Geldenhuys.
On your marks.
Reigning champion is Makwala. He's up Makwala of Botswana. Indeed, his teammate Babaloki Thebe took out the silver on the Gold Coast back in 2018. So the first heat of 7 then in the men's 400 metres. Geldenhuys in 2, Timbaki of Vanuatu in 3, Cox of Jamaica 4, Solomon of Australia in 5, the Sri Lankan Kumaraj in 6, Jordan of St Vincent and the Grenadines in 7, and Lara, Trinidad and Tobago in lane 8.
Set.
Well, qualifying from this should be a formality for an athlete of the calibre of Steve Solomon of Australia, but he'll want a solid run. He's in 5. They're right in the centre in the yellow with the greenish shorts, 4th from left at the moment, moving well down the back straight. And actually quickest away is Kumaraj of Sri Lanka, really quick through the first 200 in that blue strip. He's a 45.8 performer this year, but he leads at the moment by quite some margin. Solomon going okay right in the centre. Inside him, the Jamaican vest of Anthony Cox is moving well around the second bend as they come into the straight. Kumaraj has given 101% through the first 300. Now he's chased down by the big figure of Cox, the Jamaican, who looks very strong for the last 50. Solomon follows him through, and he's under real pressure here for 3rd place, and I think he just loses out there to Geldenhuys of Namibia, who gets 3rd spot. It is the first 3, remember, who go through by right. And I think, despite giving everything for the first 380, it was nearly enough. Kumaraj of Sri Lanka might just have got run out of it. It was very tight at the line. No doubting the strong finish and fine form of Anthony Cox. Maybe a little bit frustrated after not being able to give his all in Eugene a couple of weeks back because of COVID, but he wins in 45.51. That is only a couple of clicks outside his lifetime best from earlier on this season. And Steve Solomon, 45.98, a solid second for Australia. And it was even Danny Geldenhuys of Namibia who took third place, 46.51. Kumaraj will have to wait and see, but 46.53, I'm not sure it'll be quick enough. Desroy Jordan of St. Vincent and the Grenadines, a personal best for him. Significant leap forward, 47.29.
I was absolutely willing the Sri Lankan third from the left here as we look at it to get himself home in the top three. It was a really bold piece of running because he knew the likes of Cox of Jamaica and Solomon, who seems to have been around for a lifetime, made the Olympic final, must have been a teenager then back in 2012. The Sri Lanka knew that they would be coming and closing and that he'd start wading through treacle towards the back end of the race. Geldenhuys did really well to come through in lane 2. Good running by Cox, just off the podium in the World Youth a few years ago. So unlucky to get COVID in Eugene and not be able to perform at his best. It was a good run by Solomon there, and Geldenhuys out-dipping Kumaraj. So the Sri Lankan will have to wait to see whether he can claim one of the 3 non-automatic spots. But remember, that's 3 non-automatic spots from 7 heats. Good running by Cox, third in the Jamaican national champs. Just to make it as any level of international in a Jamaican sprint event shows you the calibre of the man we've just been watching, just off the podium in the World Youth, and he'll be absolutely determined to remind everybody what he could have produced in Eugene had COVID not brought his aspirations at the Worlds to a premature end.
Well, there it is. You can see the fine form of Anthony Cox. Bottom of picture. Working hard with the arms there. And that is very nearly a lifetime best. And I think there's considerably more to come from the 21-year-old. Solomon of Australia in the dark glasses. Moving well, and you can see the effort from even Danny Geldenhuys. Here he is with about 40 to go. He's way back in 4th, but he keeps battling away. Kumaraj by far the smallest of the 4-inch shot, just tying up the stride length, going the knees not coming up over the final meters, and he just gets out dipped by the Namibian, giving himself an early 21st birthday present in effect. There it is. Anthony Cox wins for Jamaica, 45.51, a lovely big capital Q beside his name. Steve Solomon likewise for Australia in 2nd place, and Geldenhuys of Namibia taking that precious 3rd spot by 2 100ths of a second of Kalinga Hua Kumaraj.
Wow, welcome back to the channel. Thank you for tuning in. So if you are new here, don't forget to like, subscribe, and to share the story. Now, in the world of sprinting, many things happen. As I had said earlier, you might shine today, but comes a time when things will be different. Now, here is a man known as Nicole Bramwell, who broke the record of Usain Bolt and Anthony Cox's shine. Now, how was it? Jamaica continued to prove why it is an undisputed home of sprinting excellence. Just when the world begins to wonder who will carry the torch after legendary athletes like Usain Bolt, Shelly Ann Fraser, and Shericka Jackson, another generation rises to remind everyone that Jamaican greatness never stops. In this reaction, Estin celebrates 2 outstanding performances that showcase not only incredible talent but also the resilience, discipline, and winning culture that continues to define Jamaican athletics. From a record-breaking teenager to an experienced athlete fighting back from adversity, this is another chapter in Jamaica's remarkable sprinting story. Nicole Bramwell makes history. The first highlight focuses on young Jamaican sensation Nicole Bramwell during the Under-17 boys 100 meters at the Carifta Games. Bramwell delivered one of the most memorable performances of the championships by clocking an astonishing 47.33 seconds. breaking a championship record that had stood for an incredible 22 years. What makes this achievement even more impressive is that the previous record belonged to none other than the legendary Usain Bolt. Breaking a record set by the fastest man in history is never an ordinary accomplishment, especially for such a young athlete. Even more remarkable was the fact that Bramwell was reportedly dealing with a hamstring injury before the race. Many athletes would have chosen to withdraw or play it safe, but he showed incredible courage and determination. Instead of letting the injury define his performance, he delivered a race filled with confidence, composure, and championship mentality. Estin praises Bramwell not just for breaking a record but for displaying maturity well beyond his years. His performance demonstrated that Jamaica's next generation is already prepared to compete at the highest level. Anthony Coz shows patience and experience. The reaction then shifts to Jamaican quarter miler Anthony Coz, whose journey has been far from easy. Injuries and illness, including COVID-19, interrupted important moments in his career and prevented him from competing when opportunities arose. Rather than becoming discouraged, Coth remained patient and continued working toward his goals. That determination paid off as they produced an impressive 45.51 seconds performance to win his heat comfortably and secure qualification for the semi-finals. Estin points out that Coth ran a smart and tactical race. Instead of wasting unnecessary energy, he controlled the race from start to finish, showing the experience and confidence needed to progress through championship rounds. His performance serves as an important reminder that success in athletics is not always about immediate victories. Sometimes resilience, patience, and consistency are just as important as raw speed. The Jamaican formula for success. One of the strongest messages throughout the reaction is that Jamaica never needs panic about replacing its legend. Instead of searching for the next Usain Bolt or the next Shelly-Ann Fraser-Prince, Jamaica simply continues developing outstanding athletes through one of the world's strongest track and field systems. The country's famous school competition provide young athletes with elite level experience from an early age. Every season, talented sprinters emerge ready to challenge records and compete against the best. Smith's Estin commentary explains that the Jamaican history serves as motivational rather than pressure. Young athletes grow up inspired by the achievement of previous champions while believing they can create their own legacy. These mindsets create an environment where records are viewed as goals to chase rather than impossible standards. A bright future for Jamaican athletes. The performance of Nicole Bramwell and Anthony Coth represents two different stages of Jamaican athletics journey. Bramwell symbolizes the existing future, a fearless young athlete already making history before reaching adulthood. Coth represents persistence and experience, proving that setbacks do not have to define an athlete career. Together, they demonstrate why Jamaica continues producing world-class competitors year after year. As one generation of stars gradually steps away, another is already preparing to take center stage, ensuring that Jamaica remains one of the world's greatest sprinting nations. Estin reaction celebrates more than just fast times. It highlights the culture, discipline, and winning mentality that continue to make Jamaica a global powerhouse in athletics. Nicole Bramwell's history, record-breaking run, and Anthony Court inspiring comeback performances from that the future of Jamaican track and field remain incredibly bright. If these performances are any indication, the world should prepare for another exciting era of Jamaican sprinting. The champions may change, but Jamaican tradition of excellence continues to inspire fans across the globe. Now, according to this summary, you have learned a lot concerning these young and experienced athletes. So, don't forget to like, don't forget to share and subscribe to this channel. And I'll be coming with more videos of sprinting. Thank you at the moment. Have a blessed time.